All right, so we're going to talk about slope. And slope is a way of defining a property of a line. We're going to define slope with the variable m, and it's going to equal the rise in a line over the run. Mathematically, that's the change, we use delta for change, in the y over the change in the x. Or you subtract the y value of your second point by the y value of your first point, and you subtract the x value of your second point by the x value of your first point. You have to make sure your order is the same. Well, what does this tell us about a line? Well, let's look at a couple of examples. I'm going to take the point 1, 2 there. So that's 1, 2, and the point 5, 4. 5, 4. And you'll see me going back and forth to my ruler here as we make lines, because rulers are great for making lines. So I have green points. I think I'll make my line nice and bright yellow so it stands out from everything I've written here. So there's my line. And that line has a slope that's given by this m variable, which is the difference of, I'll make 5 my second point. Oops. I'll make 5, 4 my second point, and 1, 2 my first point. So it's the difference of the y values, 4 minus 2. Now since I started with this one minus this one, I'll have to do, this is my first x value, and this is my second. So 5 minus 1. And that's going to give me 2 over 4, or 1/2. Now what this means is, if I start at this point, and I rise 1, go over 2, I'm still on the line. I rise 1, go over 2, I'm still on the line. Rise 1, go over 2, I'm still on the line. So the slope is a way of generating points on the line. It also measures how steep it is. This has a slope of 1/2. And 1/2 means for every 1 up I go over 2. Now you can also run this backwards. I can start here and I can go down 1 and back 2. But because 1/2 is positive, it's lower on the left, higher on the right. And so the sign of the slope tells us if it's rising or falling. So a slope that is positive starts down on the left side here and rises up. So let's look at a slope that's negative. Let me draw my new axes. I think I'll keep orange. I like that. Worked well for me there. Let's move this right about there. And get another axes going together here. Because as you'll see a lot of the ruler coming through. Alright, so there's our axes. And we're going to look at a point -2, 3. So 1, 2, 2. So there's -2, 3. That's 1 point. The other point is 1, comma, -3. So there's 1, comma, -3. Get our ruler back out. Go to yellow for our line. There. Alright, so there's my line. But my slope, m, equals the difference in my y values. So I'm going to take -3 first. -3 minus this 3. Because I started with this one here, that's got to be my first x value. 1 minus 2. And so -3 minus 3 is -6. And 1 minus 2, that's +2, is 3. And so this equals -2. So we have a slope of -2. Well, the first thing to look at is our previous slope, if I scroll back up, was positive. Right? Positive. And it was lower on the left and higher on the right. This slope here is negative, and notice negative slope higher on the left, lower on the right. It's falling. As x gets bigger, as x goes bigger, y gets smaller. Positive slopes, as x gets bigger, y gets bigger. And that's what our slope's telling us. And we can do the same thing here. This is -2, so for every 2 I go up, well, a -2, 1, 2, I'm over 1, still on the line. 1, 2, over 1, still on the line. 1, 2, over 1, still on the line. And that's what slope does. I can go down 2 more, over 1, and I'm still on the line. So it gives me a way of generating points. Now there are some special slopes that come out of this. So we saw that positive slopes rise and negative slopes fall. Well, we also have zero slope. That means the rise over the run is 0. And what that is telling us is that, let me draw my axes here. I'm going to pick you 2 points. Negative, let's go -5 and 2. So, oops, let's get a green here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So here's -5, 2. Right there. And then the other point we'll have is 3, 2. There. Get my ruler back out here and switch to yellow. And so notice this is a horizontal line. And if we look at the slope, m equals our y value, 2 for the first point. Now let me label the second point here, sorry. 3, 2. Ooh, it's not taking a load of that today. Let's try it again. 3, 2. There we go. 3, 2. So we're going to have the difference in the y values is 2 minus 2 over the difference in the x values, which was negative 5 minus 3. Minus 3. Well, 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. And so this is saying that horizontal lines have a slope of 0. And so that means they never rise or fall. They're always at the same y value, which in this case is 2. One more to look at, and that's a vertical line. I'll get back to my orange and my ruler. Here's our beginning of our line. Extend to the axis here. Oops. There we go. So there's my new axis. And if I have the point, let's see. Let's get green back on here. 3, 0. So that'll be right here. That's the point 3, 0. And I also have the point 3, 4. And let's get up here. And there's 4. So there is 3, 4. Get my ruler back out. Keep with yellow. That was working for me. Creature of habit. There's my line. So my slope, m, is equal to my difference in my y values. So 4 minus 0, subtracting these two, over the difference in my x values, 3 minus 3. This gives me 4 divided by 0. But we can't divide by 0. And so we say vertical lines have infinite slope or undefined slope. You'll see in this book we'll tend to say undefined slope because it's all up. There's no slope. It's up, straight up. So horizontal lines have no slope. There's no rise or run. And vertical lines are all rise, so there's no slope to it. And this is what slope is. And so slope will let us define lines in general. And we're going to look at more what slope does.